Bum ba ba bum ba ba bum bum ba ba bum ba ba bum 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 bum. We are live. We are live. What's up, everyone? How are you doing? If you're watching this tonight, how are you doing? If you are watching this the next day or you're catching the replay, how are you doing, guys? Tonight, we're going to be talking about the reality of indie comics. And there's something, and this isn't like necessarily like a stream on like, hey, this is like, hopefully I'm going to tell you this and it's going to help you, because it could help you. But by doing this, I'm kind of showing you guys the next steps that I personally am taking to make my comics. And I just want to give you guys like let you guys see it. That's all. I want to let you guys see what I'm doing, what I'm working on, and kind of like the mindset of why I'm doing it. So this is gonna be a fun stream. Let me load up real quick. Yeah, we have to load that up. Yeah. So before we get into it, because this is what we're going to be talking about tonight, we're going to be talking about the technology adoption life cycle, and this has to do with every kind of product. Every kind of product goes through this very thing. Every type of creation, comics goes through this adoption life cycle, and so this is what I want to talk. This is what I want to talk about, and by talking about this, then you'll go, oh, that's why Tyler is doing the things that he's freaking doing because of this shit. So, yeah. But real quick before we get into that, guys, My Sexy Witch Academia number 1 and 2 is currently on Kickstarter. We have 21 days left to go. We hit 303 backers today. Sexy backers, mind you. Thank you guys so much for supporting this book. My Sexy Witch Academia number 2 continues the story of Harriet Pope, a student at Raven's Academy who has a dark secret. She is the most powerful witch in the world. Harriet has been tasked alongside Professor Aiden to find the Chaos Shards of the Dark Lord and to destroy them. Unfortunately, the power of the shards are starting to manifest throughout the school, and trouble is being stirred. Harriet will need to both defend the school from the dark powers of the Chaos Shards, but while also keeping her secret around her new friends, Chloe and Ray. This fun 40-page comic is both funny, action-packed, and sexy. Link is in the chat, link is in the description. Like, guys, this is probably my favorite cover that we've created in the last I think my best covers that I've made that like I genuinely love. Super Plumber Sisters Chapter 1, loved that cover. My Sexy Witch Academia Chapter 2, loved that cover. I really liked Bold Assassin number 1 cover. And then I really liked the variant I did with Growth of Megafist Volume 1. So yeah, yeah. So go check out this book. You know, if you want, we do have a catch up. We do have a catch up tier, or you can go on my website, drawntalkcomics.com, and you can like here. I've got this week. I got to order. Oh, let's go the other way. I've got some orders from this weekend that we've got to ship out. Most of them are My Sexy Witch Academia number 1. So, all right. Well, let's get into this. And by the way, if you're watching, say hello in the chat. We'd love to know that you're here. We got Kova's Lookout. How you doing, man? Did that pop up? That should have popped up for us. Where are you? Where is that? Oh, this is what we gotta do. We gotta go like this. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Let's try that again. Right? Let's pop you out. Ready? Boom. How you doing, Kova's Lookout? We got Vincent here. See, that's what I'm talking about. We want to see the peoples. We want to see the peoples. Oh, guys, I've been so busy with work. It's been both a blessing, and a curse. Just the amount of work that I've been doing. But it's a good time. It's a silly goose time, building out some really cool things, and because of that. Because I've been building out these really cool things, it's made it so I have a lot of different opportunities to grow as a marketer for my day job. But what's happening is, like, I had a lot more. more flexibility over the last 4 or 5 years at my last job when I was working for a book publisher. And now, now with my current job, while there's tons of opportunity and growth, my time is getting very, very limited. I mean, literally, I can get a phone call at any moment that's like, hey, we need you to go to Miami for a couple of days. Hey, we need you to go to Houston for a couple of days. Hey, we need you to go to Orlando for a couple of days. And so, I could just be, I might just have to be, I might be traveling constantly. So it's like, okay, how do we get these comics made? Right now we already are. So right now we are a book ahead on all of our stuff right now. Like Bullet Assassin, we're already 50% completed with chapter 2. And we're fulfilling chapter 1 currently. Sexy Witch 3 is already completed, and we just need to letter Sexy Witch 2 and fulfill Super Plumber Sisters 2 and fulfill it. Sexy Witch 2 is completed, and now once this campaign's done, we'll use that money to start the production of Sexy Witch 3. Girl with the Mega Fist, that's my book. That's a bottleneck. And I have one more chapter to draw on that one. But once these start dying down, it's like, okay, how is this going to work out for me? And what I'm realizing is with my life and how I'm doing everything is releasing an issue every couple months is not working. Is not going to work out for me. Like doing a chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. It's not going to work out for me doing these 40-page, floppy comics. Don't get me wrong. I love making them. Like the ROI on them is fantastic. But when I'm trying to tell a completed story, like let's go with Super Plumber Sisters, for example. When I'm trying to tell a completed story, which is 160 pages, that means that I have to run 4 campaigns. And then I have to run 4 campaigns. And then I have to fulfill 4 campaigns. And what's great about that is it gives you 4 chances to grow the audience, and it gives you 4 different chances to sell this book. But the problem is this is just for me. The problem is that now I have to fulfill just for that series alone 4 times a year. And it's taking me longer to finish these stories. Like with Bold Assassin, I probably won't finish that series until next year. Sexy Witch Academia, that'll take another 2 or 3 years because it's a little longer. So right now, and right now, I'm really trying to build up my back catalog. But I'm just wanting to put out constant comics. So, like, what do I do? Like, what is the strategy to do that? And what it might mean is that I need to do some more upfront investing. So instead of putting out 4 issues of Super Plumber Sisters, and it's taking, an entire year just to do 4 chapters, what I might need to do is I just need to go, hey, Erwin, here's the money for all 120 or 160 pages of this book, and we're just going to be releasing graphic novels. There's volume 1, and which means that the Kickstarters will need to produce more because of how heavy this investment is going to be. The lucky thing, however, is that what I can do is I'm thinking of going back to how I started Girl with the Mega Fist Volume 1, which was this webcomic model where we released it every 2 weeks and we're putting out for free, and we're building hype. And so when it's time to do the trade, people are already familiar with the book. And now they just spend it. And it's kind of scary to do that because essentially I'm putting up thousands of dollars up front with the hope that I will make it back, with the hope that I'll make it back. So once I'm done with Super Plumber Sisters, I'm gonna try doing that with Erwin on on a comic book series that I have an idea for. And instead of doing it like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go, hey, here's volume 1. And then hopefully we make enough that then we're able to do volume 2 and then volume 3 and then we're done. So it's just a lot more work. It's just a lot more money up front. So I'm still putting out the same amount of comics, but I'm doing it I'm doing it less. I'm doing less fulfilling, because that's the problem is the fulfilling. Is now that with my job fulfilling is now such a time crunch. Because now I have to print four times a year for that series. I have to fulfill 4 times a year that series. And with every series, if I can just put out the volumes, and I think honestly that's what people want. I think people want volumes. Because there's a part of me that's like, I don't know. There's a part of me that as a consumer, and this is terrible marketing because I want you guys to go check out My Sexy Witch Academia. One of the things is that I always struggle with is just like charging someone X amount of money for the floppy, and then when I put out the trade, it might be a little less than, like let's say if you were to buy all 4 chapters of My Sexy Witch Academia, that's going to cost you $40. But then when I put out the trade, if it's $30, it's like, well, why didn't I just freaking wait for the trade? But like and so then like you want to add value to the trade, but you're asking, and I don't know, it's a tricky situation. Whereas like I think one of the best reasons that people get Girl with the Mega Fist is that they buy it and they get a very massive story, and then they get another one. So I don't know. I'm really trying to think. I'm really trying to think about this. Even if they were like 100, even if they're 120 pages, like 120 pages, that's still a decent sized book. Let me just see like how much I'd have to. Let's just see how much I would do that. So that's why I'm thinking like, let me just go the webcomic route, and it fits better with my work life schedule right now. Because guys, I'm so freaking busy. So let me just go boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's quite the investment. That's quite the upfront investment. So I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But that's what I'm leaning towards. It's more of like this webcomic type thing. Now, another reason why though I'm kind of doing this I'm like going back to this webcomic thing. 1, because I did it with the Girl with the Mega Fist, but 2, having talked with the guy at Global Comics, like I'm very much like I've already started planning this year on a very heavily webcomic type approach, and I'm going to explain why. Is this little sheet that I have, which is, my plan for 2024, 25, 26, 27. And the reason why, guys, I make new plans is because after 1 year or 2 years of doing something, for me at least, I think it's good to go, okay, what worked, what didn't, what's new in my life, and then we make a new strategy. Like I said, for the last 5 years, I've worked at a book publisher where, it wasn't very intense, and my schedule is a lot more free than it is now. Whereas right now, guys, like I'm so busy at my day job. So it's like, how do I make comics that can get the most reach while I can still put out a good enough output that I particularly enjoy? So, I have this new comic that's written, and I'm thinking, hey, Erwin, instead of us going chapter by chapter, here we go. I'm going to here's 15 pages. Here's the money for 15 pages or 10, or I don't know. And then we'll put it up online. And then we'll do another 15, put it up online, put it up another 15, put it up online, put another 15, put it up online. And then now that we finish when we finish the whole book at like 120 or 100, however long the book is, 100 pages, 120, 160, I don't know. Then we go, hey, have you enjoyed reading it on free? Now we're going to do the Kickstarter. And hopefully, that goes to like, at that point, in my head, that's me executing on the marketing funnel, which is, these free books are these free chapters that I'm investing in, is building up these three: awareness, interest, desire. Awareness, interest, desire. Because, and then when it's time to do the Kickstarter, that's where we're going to get the action. Do you know any creator who has done this before? I know so many creators who have done this before. So many creators. In fact, get this, I have their books. And they're all right here. Here's a great example. Because this is a great example because not only did they do this model, but they also used Kickstarter. You have Leanne Krekic, a.k.a. Mongi. And she put out every one of these pages for free on the internet. For free on the internet. And when she finally went to do volume 1, the exclusive Kickstarter edition, it made $300 or $400,000. Now, guys, I'm not saying I'm going to hit those numbers. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is, doing an experiment like this could build up that awareness and then that interest and desire. Because here's the thing. It's like if you don't like if you weren't going to if you didn't like it, reading it for free, you are probably not even going to want to buy the book. And so this gives people, it gives people a chance to experience all three of these without the disappointment. So when you get to the action part, the people who are buying it, they want it. So yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I had this whole stack right here of books are people who have done this model, who have done this method. Mason, pretty much most webtoon creators have gone to Kickstarter. Exactly. It's the webcomic model that's been going on for 10, 20 years. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm going in the wheel. That's what I'm trying to get the wheel for me. So it'll be a free online, just this particular series. The mainstream is doing everything with a 40-year out of date model. I wouldn't say it's 40 years out of date, but I personally think it's out of date. I wouldn't say it's 40 years out of date. Delicate Guard, dang, how did I miss the notification? It's because I forgot to schedule the stream. I just went for it. Like I said, guys, I've been so busy today. So this is a big thing though. This is a big thing. This is something I had to come to realize for myself also this year as I'm evaluating. What am I doing good? What am I doing bad? What are some things I dislike? How's my new life going on right now? What do we need to stop doing? What do we need to do? One of the problems that I'm currently having in my new life with this new job and whatnot is these constant Kickstarters and constant fulfillment. Now, I'm someone who, once he starts on the wave, he rides it. So with Super Plumber Sisters, we're still going to do the Kickstarter for 3 and 4 in the trade. And then we're going to still do that with Bold Assassin until we finish it. And then we're going to do the same thing for My Sexy Witch until it's finished. We're going to do them. We're going to just go how those books have been set up to release. That's how we're going to do them. But now with other books, like some, I'm not going to tell their names, but we're going to try this web comic model first, free to Kickstarter. That's what we're going to try to do. And here's something crazy. I don't think a lot of people know this, but I firsthand experienced it. The people who read for free and the people who buy on Kickstarter or just buy physical books in general are two totally different demographics that very rarely touch each other. So when I did that experiment with chefs and I was like, hey guys, instead of you guys buying the book, come over here and read it for free. When I canceled that book on Kickstarter, I said, hey, don't buy the book. Come here and read it for free. No one came. They were two completely different audiences. And so when you realize that Kickstarter is kind of its own audience, and then Webtoons is kind of its own audience, I was like, okay, I'm I'm not playing in this. I'm not playing over here. So they're not converting. And so I realized one thing that I'm not very good at, and honestly one thing that I don't think indie creators are good at all, is step one, building awareness. How do you build awareness? So my goal this year, surprisingly, once I finish the Girl with the Mega Fist, is to put out a weekly free comic that is going to build awareness. So I can, and here's the thing, so I can do this. I can draw a free comic and put it out weekly, whether it's 4 panels, 6 panels, 1 page, 2 page, 4 pages. I can do that every single week and put it out for free. Okay. So I'm putting out a free comic, multiple free comics. At the same time, Erwin's also putting out free comics with me for our book. But I'm also then doing Girl with the Mega Fist. I'm doing something with Global Comics on that. And then we're also running. So basically what I'm going to be doing every single week is you're absolutely screwed. You're absolutely screwed. You are going to be forced. You are going to be forced to see me literally at all times, because I am going to be constantly putting out stuff for free. And by God, if it's good, 2 things are going to happen. One, hopefully we can expand the audience. And then 2, if the content is good, we up the sales. This is something I've learned with my Kickstarters, looking at the data. The money, so for example, if someone buys, right now, if someone buys My Sexy Witch Academia, this is going to cost them, if cover A, it's going to cost them $15 to get the book with shipping. $15. How you make money on Kickstarter, it's all about fudging the numbers. It's all about fudging the numbers. If you ever look at, never look at someone's dollar amount, because that number's fudged. And what I mean is, there are things that you can do in your campaign to make that number do really well, to look really big, even though it has got nothing to do with profit, and it's got nothing to do with whether your audience is growing or not. The reason why Super Plumber Sisters 1 is my best series, monetarily, is because I brought in 70% new backers, new people who got invested in Tyler. Okay, 70% of people came into that campaign who had never bought a single book from Tyler. And not only did they buy that book, but they also bought My Sexy Witch Academia. They bought The Girl with the Mega Fist. They bought Demons. So they bought all of these other series. So instead of them paying, and then all of my returning backers, that 30%, they're the ones that spent $15 to get the book, because they spend $15 for the book and they're like, I don't need Girl with the Mega Fist. I already have it. Don't need My Sexy Witch Academia. I already have it. Super Plumber Sisters, the reason why Super Plumber Sisters too, a lot of people are like, Tyler, the number was so down. I'm like, the number was exactly where I thought it was going to be. Because in the add-ons, I didn't have Cthulhu. I didn't have Bullet Assassin. There was nothing new in my add-ons. So when the people came back, when people came to Super Plumber Sisters 2, they're like, oh, there's nothing in the add-ons for me to grab anymore because I have it. I already have all of Tyler's stuff. So I'm just gonna get the $15 book. So the average pledge was lower than what it was on Super Plumber Sisters 1 while they were buying everything. So for example, the average pledge for Super Plumber Sisters 2 was $17. The average pledge for Super Plumber Sisters 1 was $45. So it was a ton. It was a ton. Right now, all of my big backers for this current campaign for My Sexy Witch Academia 2, the reason why their orders are quote unquote bigger is because they're going down to the bottom with this add-on section and they're going, oh, look, I missed out on these 2. I can get them here. Oh, look, I missed on this. I can get this here. Oh, look. So I put this new sticker and now they're starting to buy these ones. I'm getting a lot of people to order Bullet Assassin Living in a Fantasy World #1. I'm getting a lot of people ordering Super Plumber Sisters 1 and 2. And so what I'm realizing is that a first-time customer, for me at least, this is just for me, a first-time customer for me is going to spend more money than a returning customer. Because a returning customer, they're bought in. We like Tyler. We like Draw and Talk Comics. We like the books that he's put out, and I've already bought them all. A new customer is going to go, whoa, I like this series. Oh, shit, he has so many other books. Let me go get them. This book right here, My Life is RPG, I have sold 500 copies of this book. There has never been a Kickstarter campaign for this book. It has only been in the camp. It's only been as an add-on. And I'm always selling this book either on my website or on the Kickstarters. I've never done a campaign for this book because people just come in and they go, "Oh, I'll get this My Life is RPG book." You know, that's why I'm trying to build that back catalog. I want more new comics so that more people get them on the add-ons, have more choices, can get invested in more things. But also, I just have so many really fun stories that I want to tell. Look, as long as the pages are comic first and not webtoon to print conversion, I'll buy it. I don't like how webtoons look printed. The panels bother me. I can agree with that. I can imagine a lot of Sexy Witch buyers going for Bullet Assassin. Yeah, that's fair. Got Fatal J in the house. How you doing? You know, but that's the thing. It's just, I just want to grow my back catalog because I have so many comics, which is why I'm okay doing a one shot. You know, it's why I'm working with Donald DeLay on a comic called Samurai Penguin Blade, because I want to have a 20-page book like that someone can buy for $10, you know, $5 to $10, and they can just add it on. I don't need to do a campaign for this book. I just want to throw it up in my add-ons. Just throw it up on my store. I just want to add that back catalog. And also I want Donald DeLay, who's a fantastic creator, I want him to have a back catalog for himself. Got JDA saying back catalog is everything. I get someone dropping $100 to $200 at least once a week. You see? In this business of selling books, a new customer is so important. Returning customers are gonna continue to give you steady revenue. So right now with my books, I'm pretty confident that I have enough backers, returning backers, that I can hit 10K per campaign. And once again, it's not about, I always make sure that I always want with my campaigns, I want to have enough money to, because I always pay for a book ahead. So like this campaign is actually paying for Sexy Witch 3. It's paying for the fulfillment of 2, and it's going to be paying for the creation of Sexy Witch 3. So I always want to have enough money, and I'm able to make the next book. Fulfill this book and make the next book. And then, you know, whatever's left over, you know, maybe I can throw that into, maybe I can get a book ahead in Bullet Assassin, or I can get a book ahead in Super Plumber Sisters, or I can get, you know, something else. I can do something else. No, that's what I'm wanting. But regardless, this right here is a big thing. Is I personally am like, I need to get more eyes on my stuff. How do I get more eyes on my stuff? And I have a plan. I have a strategy. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I've seen a lot of people who aren't in the indie comic space, who are making comics, and they're doing this kind of stuff. They're having a silly goose time. They're succeeding. They're making lots of money on their comics, and none of us have ever freaking heard of them. I only found them because I made a new YouTube account and started searching comic stuff, and I found all of these creators that none of us have ever seen, talked about, heard of. They're not on my Twitter. They're not on anything. And they're making comics and selling them, and they have more eyeballs than literally anyone that I'm seeing. They've got more. They're pulling in more stuff than people like Eric July or Ethan Van Sciver. And I'm like, okay, that's the market that I want to get into. I'm not saying that I'm going to make hella money, not anything, but like that's something that I want to get into. And I think, you know, like I said, reevaluating what I'm doing, you know, what worked the last 2 years, what isn't working anymore, or was working but isn't working anymore because now I have a new job. And what isn't working for me anymore is me constantly having to fulfill Kickstarters all the time. I want to get you guys books. I don't want to have to fulfill multiple times a year. So instead of me going, hey, let me fulfill Bullet Assassin 5 different freaking times a year, let me just go, hey, here's the entire story of Bullet Assassin. You're welcome. Here you go. And I fulfill it one time a year. You get a massive book. It's tons of great value. And now we go back. Now we're doing what Kickstarter was meant to be, which is it's an event. Kickstarter was meant to be an event where it's like, hey, we're now doing this. For the last year, I've kind of been doing what Pat Shand has been doing, where he's utilizing Kickstarter. He's killing it. I mean, every single one of his books is $50,000, $60,000, $100,000. He's killing it. But he's got a team behind him. And they're making the money to do that. And for me, I'm like, I'm not making the money to do that. So what do I need to do? Let's see what we got. Yeah, there's several different silos of comics ecosystems. Yeah, exactly. I'm doing a 16-page startup, but yeah, I can do another 16 as an add-on for the next campaign. Thought about Tyler taking a strategy, making a 15 to 20-page book for add-ons and Comic Cons. It's genius. I know, man. I'm a genius. Tyler, are you gonna put the comics up on Webtoons? No. No. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to put it on Webtoons. Maybe. I'm not going to focus on it. What I'm focusing on Global Comics. I really like that platform. I'm sorry, my kid's crying, so I'm just seeing if my wife needs backup. Guys, by the way, shout out to my wife. Can we get some can everyone in the chat go Hail Ren? I'll put can everyone put Hail Ren in the chat, cuz my wife is a superstar. Literally, with all the travel that I've been doing, with all the comic stuff I've been doing, with everything, my wife is the foundation to keeping all of this happening. She's super supportive and everything. Yeah, if you guys put Hail Ren or just compliment Ren in the chat, I'll screenshot it to her and yeah, because she's I don't know what I'd do without that woman. She's phenomenal. She's so supportive. Let's see. I agree. It almost feels shady to ask for $100 for 4 floppies a year, but I get why it happened. Yeah, that's the thing. And people do that. That's a normal model, and the reason why it does work is because people are used to that. People are used to that kind of model where you eventually at the comic book store you spend $40-$50, and then if you want to trade you spend then $20 or $30 on the trade. That's normal. That is normal. But I think with this new ecosystem of creators, it's with audiences, they're not used to that. So this is me trying to cater to a different audience. Let's see real quick. So this brings me to the chasm. And by the way, guys, keep putting in that chat Hail Ren. It's gonna make my wife happy when she sees this. Also, if you haven't checked out My Sexy Witch Academia, go check it out on Kickstarter. This brings me to the chasm. This is called the technology adoption life cycle. This happens with every product. This happens with every kind of product. This is the boring stuff, but this is what I'm trying to get at. This is what I'm trying to understand with people. And I remember talking to Tim Lim about this. I remember we had a conversation. I went to a marketing conference and I took a picture of this. And he was like, "Oh my gosh, this is what we're experiencing." So right here, this is the the amount of people who get into things. So, for example, like when the iPhone comes out, you go, hey, like everyone should get an iPhone. Everyone should get an iPhone. And everyone's like, oh, it's a freaking $1,000 phone. It's a $600 phone. Do I want to spend that much? So you have some people to do it. And then iPhone comes out with, some more products and more people are starting to get it. At this point, though, this is where products either stay in this area or they eventually die because they can't do what's needed to cross this chasm to then get. This is where mass appeal happens. This, if in terms of like comic books, and I don't know, like with indie creators or whatnot, most indie creators are going to be stuck here. Most indie creators are going to be stuck here. Indie innovators, you're going to find 100 to 500 people who are like, yeah, I'll buy into this. And then maybe you get to the 1 to 3,000 people, and they're like, yeah, like this is cool. But this is still very niche. This trying to like crossing this is how you get into mainstream. This is mainstream. And what I mean by mainstream, I'm not talking about mainstream comics. You now work for Marvel, DC, blah, blah. No. This is where people you're now normal people, randos know you. Like they can say your name and they go, oh yeah, that person. Like this is where you hit the tens to hundreds of thousands to maybe even the millions of people who know your stuff. But this is the part that's hard that people can't cross. And sometimes it takes innovation. This part takes innovation. Kickstarter isn't going to do this. Being on Kickstarter and having big Kickstarter numbers isn't going to help you cross that chasm, if that makes sense. A great example, I think, would be like Brian Pulido. Brian Pulido's Kickstarter is capturing his hardcore people, his hardcore people, but then he also is able to get into comic book stores and he's got video games and DVDs and blah, blah, blah. So he's off of that. Like Kickstarter to me, is still niche. Being on Kickstarter is still niche. Even there are products on Kickstarter, like in the technology space. For example, like Moft. Moft, they do like laptop and iPhone and, technology equipment. And they'll put up their products on Kickstarter, and this is where they're looking for these people. They're looking for the hundreds to 1,000 people who might buy into this. Now they're able to fund, and then they're able to use that money to attempt to cross that chasm, to then they can put their stuff on Amazon or their online site and start getting advertising. So then now it's not just a niche people on Kickstarter, they're hardcore fans who are going to buy their shit. Now this is where my grandma is like, yeah, I need an iPhone holder that's going to stick in my car and I'm going to use Moft. Stuff like that. So, that's why it's important. That's why, like, if for you as a creator, if you're okay with being in here, then know like there is a point where you're going to go, yeah, this is where I'm at. Like, this is where I'm at, and this is where I'm going to be. Like, seriously, look at Kickstarter and just go, this is my potential. This is my potential. Look at the best Kickstarters who are doing indie and go, and I look at them and I go, that's probably the ceiling in terms of comics Kickstarters, unless I bring in more people to Kickstarter. So you can bring in more people to Kickstarter by building that awareness. Like, for example, Leanne Krekic, she probably with Let's Play, she probably brought in a couple thousand new people who had never backed a book on Kickstarter. She probably got like 1,000 to 2,000 new people to make a Kickstarter account to just solely to buy her book. When Brandon Sanderson does 40 million on Kickstarter, I guarantee 90% of those people were first-time Kickstarter backers. Like, they decided to open an account with Kickstarter and go, yeah, like, fuck, like, let's do it. I'm here to. So if you're not going to be the one who's bringing people to Kickstarter, then you need to be okay with the Kickstarter ecosystem. For me, like, I'm trying to do that, like, with my YouTube and whatnot, and I'm hoping to do that with this other venture that I have here. When I say other ventures, it's just YouTube crap. But what I'm hoping, though, is that the comics that I make aren't niche, but I'm able to hit on some more. So I'm looking at this via my stories. Like that's what I'm trying to look at. And Kickstarter backed. Oh shucks, thank you so much. So I'm looking at this technology thingy, the adoption cycle, and I'm looking at that as not just in terms of marketing and sales. I'm looking at it in terms of my comics. So for example, like Growth the Megafist, Growth the Megafist, My Sexy Witch Academia, Super Plumber Sisters, maybe those are niche comics that can only get 100 to 500, backers, maybe. This is the only tease I'm going to give you. What if I did a comic about Logan Paul? Do you think I crossed the chasm? Do you think I can cross the chasm? What if I do a comic about Mr. Beast? Can I cross the chasm? What if I do a comic about Taylor Swift? Can I cross this chasm? I don't know. I don't know. But that's kind of stuff that I'm interested in. It's what I'm thinking about. Speaking of someone who I've talked about this with in length is Marcel the Loser. Marcel and I have had great conversations about this very topic. He's actually one of two people. He's one of two people that know what's on this piece of paper. No, I will not get sued. I will not get sued. Literally, Marcel the Loser is one of two people who know what is on that sheet of paper. He gets it. Because he gets it, and he's actually, I had a conversation with him, I think November of last year, and it just he was one of the reasons why. Marcel was one of the people who, we were talking, and he found me because of my Logan Paul turning Logan Paul into a manga video. And I was like, I know I have this idea that can cross this chasm. And that was my first iteration. And he was like, you should do more of these. And then my plan was to do more of those, but then I didn't, because I didn't know how to, I don't know. I was like, how do I integrate this better? And then we were doing a stream one night. Jose Garcia shows me some stuff because of that video that Jose Garcia showed me. It threw in some new channels into my algorithm that I'd never seen, and it made me go down the rabbit hole until I found one channel that I went, oh my gosh. This is how I crossed the chasm to better market my stuff, to do more self-awareness. Griffith says, a comic about Jake Paul or Mr. Beast isn't art anymore. It's just an illustrated shitpost at that point. No offense, Griffith. Listening to these kind of opinions to me is what I think is what is destroying comics. Like, it is art. It is art. Whether it's a shitpost or not, it still is art. And it's still a way to bring awareness to what you're doing as a creator. So I'm going to disagree. That's why digital comics are important. It's the way to continuously bring in new... Exactly. And that's the thing is, like, I need to start bringing in new readers while respecting the old, while still respecting the old readers, which is why, like I said, we're staying the course on the models that we've presented for Bold Assassin, My Sexy Witch Academia, and Super Plumber Sisters. I have some ideas on how to do those in like a free way, but it's going to be in a way that's very inconvenient, that someone's going to go, fuck, I'd rather just read the book and buy the book. So ultimately, guys, this is something, I'm not sharing this, like I said, no more marketing posts. We're trying to help creators, but I'm like, this is what I'm doing. And what I want to do from now on, whenever I'm doing these streams, is just show you what I'm doing. I don't want to be like, in theory, this could work and blah, blah. I'm like, no, I want to show you guys my exact thought process and the execution of it. Because, man, I want to put out more comics that are going to cross this chasm. And here's the thing with comics. I've come to realize comics is the easiest form of media to cross this chasm, because comics were made in a way to murder it on social media. Okay? You know who's a great example of all of this? Let's see if I can find him. Let's see if I don't know if he's even still doing these. I hope he is. Otherwise, I'll be very sad. Let's find him. Wow, he's kind of stopped. What the frick? Okay. All right, here we go. Someone who's crossed the chasm. Yeah. Yes, Caden. Absolutely. You are 100% right. It's G Prime. George Alexopoulos doing his political cartoons. Like he is memeing freaking politics and everyone's political. Look, 110,000 views on a comic. He has 110,000 people see his book. Okay. So this is the thing with the marketing funnel is you just have to get this number super big, super big, so many views, and then it just slowly goes down. Okay. Out of that 110,000, maybe you only get one buy. Maybe you only get two. Maybe you only get 10. Maybe it takes someone 10 or 20 of these books until they go, oh, frick. Yeah, I like George a lot. I should go freaking check it out. I was going to see if he had his Patreon, but then he got kicked off of Patreon. Here's another one. Look at that. 426,000 people saw this. 426,000 people saw this 4-panel comic. Tell me that isn't crossing the chasm. Guys, I think the most views my comic has ever done is like maybe 10,000. 10,000. Let's go Twitter. So like my pin tweet, 6.9 thousand. By the end of the campaign, it will probably hit 10K. Because it's my pin tweet. Okay. But 426,000 people. Okay. I mean, guys, you can legit see the marketing funnel right here. Awareness. What is it? Yeah. Awareness, 426,000 people. Interest, 11,000 people liked it. Desire, 1.5 thousand people were like, yeah, we should share it. And 81 people decided to engage with it. You guys see this? Oh, you guys don't freaking see it. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to zoom in. Guys, this is the marketing funnel right here. Okay. 426,000 people viewed it. 11,000 people had interest in it. 1,500 people had desire. Enough people, like 1,500 people were like, yeah, I should freaking retweet this and share it. And then 81 people decided to engage it. So out of those 81 people, out of those 426,000 people, 81 engaged it. 81 people got it. So let's say you do, let's just pretend that those are sales. Let's just pretend in this situation those are sales. So you put out a 4-page panel comic that brings in 426,000 views, and then by the end of it, that gets you 81 sales. Oh, okay. Now what happens if you did that once a week? So let's say this comic was $10. So you do $810 a week. Oh snaps! What if I put out another one? What if I can do this daily? What if I can do this weekly? I'm obviously these are all hypotheticals, but my point is like this is what the marketing funnel in essence is. It's how you reach people, and how you can reach more people is by crossing this chasm. And by the way, this is where it comes into theory. I don't know if he's actually crossing the chasm. I don't know if I will cross this chasm. This is where people die. This is where businesses give up. Like, luckily I've learned enough about business and sales and marketing that I know how to, like, if I get to this tip, instead of falling, I know how to slide back down. But like most time, the reason why their businesses die is because they have this initial fund and they go, okay, now we're going to do this thing that's going to help us cross the chasm. It's going to cost us this amount of money. They put all those marketing resources in there and then it fails. So that's where that's why their business dies. And so for me, I'm like, okay, I just need to keep this stuff running so that I have enough cash flow to test this out, to jump over here. Well, actually, the person who's testing this chasm out is me. So I'm keeping My Sexy Witch Academia, Super Plumber Sisters, Bullet Assassin. I'm keeping those things running how they are currently running because they're bringing in cash. So for me, I'm like, okay, the only thing I'm going to trade is my time. So draw a comic, put it out for free, see if it breaks this, doesn't, try again. So we should all be adopting AI comics. Get out of here, Bancroft. That's gross. I will say one thing I love about AI comics is they're so bad that I'm like, this is great because this is so artistically like void of any creativity. But no, you should not be adopting AI comics. Kyle is a great one. I see his comics all the time and he shows his Patreon on the comics. See, there you go. Comics and manga are art. There you go. Hail Ren, there you go, guys. Thank you guys. I sell more comics local than on my Indiegogo and Kickstarter. But that's great, by the way. But that means that to me, that means that they're well, back to the drawing board, I guess. What's up, Bancroft? How you doing? Hope you're enjoying the stream. What that means though, Fatal J, is that that means that you are a good salesperson up front, face to face. So now it's like, okay, what do I need to do to be able to get that same energy in my digital marketing? And that's always hard. I mean, I've spent the last what's today? Is today Monday? I've had the longest Monday. So like I'm building out a bunch of businesses with my boss, and he's just getting so excited today. And he was like, Tyler, we need the best equipment. We need the best equipment for this business. I'm like, Mike, he goes, your monitor, it's too small. Let's go buy a big one. So I get into his car and we drive and we buy like a big monitor, and he goes, let's get 4, one for everyone. So I'm like, okay. And then we're like talking. He goes, oh, you think we should do that? I'm like, yeah, I think we should do this. He goes, all right, sweet. And he comes back, he like leaves for 10 minutes, comes back. He goes, all right, I booked us a flight for Miami. I'm like, fuck. Or, he's like, okay, now we're going to do this. And the like what I'm learning, like we have to, and I'm like, he's really good at like being face to face and getting people excited and selling. I'm like, okay, well, we need to convert though this kind of type of energy into our digital marketing. So then it's like, so then after that, it's like sitting in front of a whiteboard for 3 hours. Like, okay, like how, like, what do we do? This stuff is all like me and my like partner Clint do. All we do is look at this shit. How do we do this? How do we get them to here? And how do we do this? Like, this is literally all I do every single day is right here. As someone who does marketing full time, literally all I do is this. And this. That's it. These are the only two things. These are the only two things that I look at as a marketer. Who's my customer? And how can I get them to buy? That's literally all marketing is. Most creators suck at number one. I suck at number one. But I'm trying. So that's what I'm hoping for this year. What I'm hoping for this year is with these streams, not to do all this theory stuff. That's why this whole stream, I'm like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I wanted to show you guys, hey, this is what I am doing. This is what I'm preparing for. I don't want to be like, in theory, this could work. No, I'm going to be like, hey, I put this out. And, I put it out. I want us to, what I want to do is I want to do it. And then we'll come on the live stream and we'll go, okay, let's look let's freaking look. You know, maybe I pull up my freaking comic and I go, okay, let's look. How many views did we get? Did that convert to any sales? Did that convert to any audience? No? Okay, this is how do we course correct? Like, I want us to workshop this shit. I want you guys to see me workshopping this stuff. So I think a big problem that people have felt with me and my content and just me in general as a creator is be like, oh, Tyler just talks to talk. Tyler's just a kid, like Tyler's just arrogant and blah, blah, blah. And none of this shit works. And a lot of people are just like, oh, this guy just does theory, even though like I apply this shit every single freaking day. I think, you know, like I put my money where my mouth is when I did my Sexy Witch Academia #1. Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember that? Here we go. Let me pull it up. Give me a second. You guys remember when I did this? Can you fund a Kickstarter with 0 promotion and 0 marketing? I pulled 266 people and 200 said no. Oh my gosh, this was literally last year, a year ago. I pulled 266 people and 200 said no. I decided to do an experiment. My results, let's talk about this. 57 backers in the first week, $2,200. A couple months ago, Larry told me that if you made quality comic on Kickstarter, it could get funded and raise $3,000 organically, no promotion. I took that as a challenge. 1 week ago, I launched this Kickstarter and it funded in 15 hours. My Sexy Witch Academia #1, which ended at, by the way, 460 backers at 15,581. We are currently at 303 backers, $9,790. Thank you very much. $304, 304 backers. Thank you guys so much. Okay. I made a new Kickstarter account, made a pseudonym, got some artists to do some covers, and I did some sequentials. And within 2 weeks, I had launched my secret project. Today is the 1 week anniversary. In 1 week, I was able to gain 50 back. By the way, guys, look at this cover. Look at this image. This is what I advertised, that double page spread. And then once the campaign was done, I was like, this art freaking sucks. I don't know how I made this money. And so I hired Tommy and like, look how much better this looks. Like, guys, I'm always trying to improve as an artist, but like this looks 1,000 times better than what I advertised. So one, thank you guys for buying the book for my art. I'm glad I got a better artist. In 1 week, I was able to gain 50 backers completely organically through Kickstarter with 0 promotion and 0 marketing on my end. It was so tough to not talk about it, but I didn't. What did I learn? Last week, I made a viral post about how creators need to make better comics, understand how to market their comics, and find platforms that work for them. If the platform native audience doesn't like your book, you need to bring your own audience in. It's like, guys, I've been talking about this shit. I've been talking about this shit for years. I haven't changed my tune. I've literally been saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over, and everyone fucking whines. Tyler's mean and whatnot. It's like, guys, warning, like this went viral and people got their feelings hurt. Warning, this is going to sound harsh. I'm seeing a lot of people in the indie comic scene saying that Kickstarter is really hard right now because of the economy, and campaigns that should be doing well are struggling. You're either killing it on Kickstarter or struggling. No in between. Here's the truth. The Kickstarter market has corrected itself. For too long, too many creators relied on just posting a campaign, jumping onto others' live streams and doing Kickstarter updates and hoping to grow and get backers, while ignoring to build their own audience or learn the skills to do so. The creators struggling haven't built their own unique fan base and have been living on rented land, which has either been the Kickstarter platform or other people's promotional efforts. Now, that time is over. There are basically no live shows or podcasts to go on that'll bring in backers, and update swaps will at most bring in 2 to 3 backers depending on who you do it with. If your Kickstarter is struggling, it's because of you, not the platform. It's struggling because you haven't spent the time to build the necessary platform to have it fund easily, because you're on rented land. When you go on Kickstarter, you need to adhere to the products that Kickstarter backers like. If you don't, then you're going to need to bring in your own eyes to the platform. Basically, no one has done manga on Kickstarter, and yet I've succeeded each time and funded within hours. As my marketing efforts grow off the platform, I'm seeing my growth on the platform. So if you're in the camp of my Kickstarter is struggling, then please realize that you need to change something, either your marketing strategy, your product, or how you grow your audience. Good luck, everyone. Keep making comics. Have a silly goose time. This made everyone cry. blah, 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 blah. So this is the post that got you canceled? No, that was a different one. Although I had a lot of people get pissed off at this post. Kickstarter has its own built-in audience that TNA books, collectibles, variant covers, Cthulhu, Bad Girls comics, Sexy Girl comics. If your book doesn't fall into this, you might need to build an audience off platform. For example, I haven't seen a lot of manga type books succeed on Kickstarter that are black and white graphic novels. So I spend a lot of time building my own audience. And, this one did 14,000. The next one did 17,000. If your book is in a genre like horror, crime, noir, mystery, anthology, sci-fi, or all ages, you're wanting to hit higher numbers, you're going to need to build off platform and bring your audience over. That means building an email list, YouTube channel, etc. Ultimately, this is the reality that lots of creators can't understand. Kickstarter is not the end all be all in the indie comic community. You can build an audience elsewhere. You can make content and curate your own audience and sell it to them. Guys, I've been screaming this stuff forever. Literally for a year. A year ago, I was preaching this shit. Okay. Like Kickstarter, great. But look, build off platform. Check it out. These aren't from Kickstarter. This is from my own website that I sold, and I get to keep the money. This is the internet. We're not limited to one platform. If Kickstarter isn't a good fit, you can build your own audience and sell through your own website or Amazon or Global Comics or other platforms. So when creators complain saying they're struggling to get backers, the first thing they should ask is, does my comic fit in the ecosystem of Kickstarter? Because here's the crazy thing about this whole experiment. Now that you see my project, you'll go, well, of course that funded. It's that kind of comic. But we need to break that down. If your comic isn't a, well, of course that funded comic, why are you on a platform complaining on not getting better results? The truth is most comics Kickstarters will fund between $1,000 and $9,999. To break that ceiling is very hard, and most can't do it. So with that data, be happy that you're in the average of funded projects. What I've also learned in this experiment is this: consistency and constant output, no matter what, will be the biggest key to success next to having the right product. If I kept doing this in secret, I believe in 5 to 6 more launches, I could hit 10K campaign purely organic to Kickstarter, and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, here's the thing. One thing that kind of pisses me off is everyone's like, oh, Tony just talks about marketing. He's pretentious. It's like, guys, I put my money where my mouth is. I did a test. Can I fund without telling anyone? I put in all this money up front, and then I made a comic in secret, and I did it. And I showcase stuff, and people still get pissy at me. People still get mad. Let's see. Let's go. Tyler C. World Facebook. See if I can find that post. Oh, here we go. Actually, everyone on Twitter was really nice. This post really did not go well on. Let's see if I can find it. I don't think I can find it anymore. Let's see if I can find it. The point is, like, I don't know. Maybe some people hate facts and are scared to even try. Sucks for them. I like your enthusiasm, Ty. Hey, thanks. Like, here's the thing. I'm not going to say something. Like, I'm not someone who's going to say something and not have tried it out for myself. Like, that's not something that I'm going to do. Honest. Like, that's something I might not be able to get into it because I'm not part of the group anymore. I left all comic book creator groups because I was like, I'm so done with these people. Let's see if I can find it, though. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Found it. Here we go. Like, this is why people get mad. Got mad. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Blah, blah. There's everything. Ben, by the way, Ben, fuck this guy. And let me tell you why. Because Ben here basically, through our 42 comment thread, implied that I was a Nazi and that I was okay. And then because of that, he used that to paint myself. So then on Twitter, he was like, oh yeah, this guy sells to Nazis. And that's one of the reasons why my publisher was like, yeah, we're really, and he totally took it out of context. And that was one of the reasons why I got canceled. So fuck Ben. But Lowell, doesn't sound harsh, but it does sound like you're talking down on creators for no reason. Just trying to help. Talking about individuals, you may be spot on, and the creators are to blame. But as you acknowledge in this post, the market has changed. It's definitely harder now, and I don't see any reason to look down on the people who are struggling with it. Crybaby. This is my biggest problem. All right. You make some excellent articulated assertions, but I see very few actual answers. And this is another thing is I think creators, they just like to complain without finding solutions. They want to be told the solutions. Tell me what to do. I've been told this, Tyler, I don't like your marketing stuff because you speak in generalities. And I'm like, well, do I need to do I need a handhold? And that's why I don't want to do marketing type YouTube streams anymore, because I don't want to have to handhold people. I don't want to have to handhold creators. So I'm just going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to show like that experiment that I did with My Sexy Witch Academia, where I did that in secret. I'll just do this experiment in front of you guys, and you'll just get to see it, and we'll see if it works or it doesn't. There's you, Mason. Yeah, everyone was kind of pissed. I even gave, by the way, like advice, and everyone didn't take it. I'm kind of curious what this guy says, so I'm gonna get canceled. I shouldn't be showing these. This is kind of boring. I'll turn this off, guys. Oh yeah, he was like, you're gaslighting. Oh, and then we found Dalibor. Dalibor's gay. So whatever. The classic silly goose time Tyler defense. Why don't we talk about your outrage farming method of growth? Is that what people need to be doing? Making posts that are incendiary to drive engagement. For someone so young, your tactics are old in Dalibor and tired. See, like, and this is the thing is like people, and like I said, like my friend Frank Martin said this in the Discord thing. He was like, you know what? I'm in a Discord. I wasn't in it. I left it for 3 months, and like now I'm back in it. But I get back into this Discord group. I start like scrolling, trying to catch up on the conversations, and someone's talking about me, and they're like, yeah, Tyler said these things. I just don't like the way he said it. It's always that. I just don't like the way Tyler said it. And Frank Martin's like, yeah, he's not very empathetic when he talks, and that's true. I'm not very empathetic. Mostly one, I don't give myself room for empathy. Maybe I need to go to therapy. I don't know. But my thing is like, I want to control my success, and I don't want it to. That's why that's why I am independent. I don't want my success to be on to be dependent on a platform marketing me. I don't want my success to be dependent on a publisher and how well they can grow. I don't want my success to be dependent on a store and how well that store is doing in the traffic. I want my success to, like, when everyone says, like, why did this work? It can be pointed back to Tyler. Back to Tyler. Can I ask you guys a quick question? Quick question. So I have a ton of orders for Kickstarter. And they're asking for volume 2 of The Girl with the Megafist. Now I only have 4 volumes left of the main cover. However, I have like 20 orders. I have like 20 orders that I need to do for Growth of Megafist Volume 2. Now, I'm eventually going to need to reorder, Volume 2. But I have some extra of the variant. Would you be mad? Tell me this. Would you, and please, tell me this. Would you be mad if you spent $15 on Growth of Megafist Volume 2, but I didn't have the stock for the main cover. So instead, I gave you the limited edition variant that was actually 30 or 20 or 25. I don't remember. Would that make you mad if you got a more expensive variant, but you paid for the main variant, but you got a limited edition one? Would that make you mad? Let me know. Jay Russ. Funny thing is, I find your stuff inspiring and better than the woe is us, the woke have won, everything sucks now stuff, and you strike me as an upbeat, positive guy. Thank you. Here's the thing. I hate those streams. I hate the streams where you have 4, 5, 6 fucking people. No offense. They're all freaking like 40 to 50-year-old dudes who like their best, years are behind them. And they're just like, well, this is how comics used to be. And this is how comics used to be. And now everything is woke and blah, blah, blah. And this is how comics used to be. And back in my day, comics were like this. We need to open this. We need to do all of these things. We need to do newsstands. We need to get in the grocery stores. And it's like all the solutions are out there, but they don't want to do the solutions. If you give them a solution, they go, that's not going to work. No one reads comics on their phone, even though millions of people use phones. Digital sales are up in every single freaking country. So yeah, I'm someone who's like, why are you freaking complaining like this? So I appreciate that. Very mad. Oh. He's good. Mad, maybe not, but I want a cover that I buy. Oh, just punched a wall. Just punched a hole in my wall just thinking about that deal. All right. I won't be doing that. I won't be doing it, guys. I won't be doing it. Kids read comics on their phones. Dude, I read comics on my phone. That's all I do. It's crazy. I'm 41. And dudes digital is where the money is at, and we should know this because we 40-something saw the internet rise. Chad says, stop the old man thing. Yeah, like, and don't get me wrong, there are some creators, like, I'll tell you this. So, got some allergies. So, like, you guys know that, like, I've been off friends, bad friends, fight, soldier, battle buddy, like one-on-one. Like my relationship with Larry from Niobe Comics has been very tumultuous. Right now we're just in a spot where like we're both we just haven't blocked each other, and that's where we're at. Our latest squabble is the fact that he's very anti-digital comic. So much so that he might not even do a digital tier on his next Niobe series. Then you have me, who's very pro-digital. Very pro-digital. One white flag, one piece of empathy and understanding that I do have of talking with Larry and hearing him talk about why he's anti-digital is that everything that I talked about in this entire stream, Larry cannot do because he is strictly a writer. Like, there's no way that Larry is going to pay an artist to do a weekly comic with the hopes that when he's done with it, when he's done with putting out issue 1, 2, 3, or 4 for free, that they hopefully buy in the trade. And so I get that. I get why a lot of these creators who are writers, strictly writers, are very much against digital, because that is something, like, one, it's something that they just can't understand. It's something that they just can't understand, that kids are reading their phones, so there might be like an age thing. But also, it's something that they can't understand in terms of a marketing way to grow your customers, because like giving away something for free every single week for months, for maybe years, to hopefully get in a return. I mean, I don't know if Leanne Mongi was I don't know what she thought that she was going to do when she put out that first Kickstarter. I mean, yes, her book, was in the, millions. It's in like the top 10 webtoons on that platform. But like, I'm sure when she first started making this book and putting out episodes for free, she was probably like, gosh, like, I hope someone reads this. Laura Olympus was on Webtoon Canvas for like, I think the first like 20 episodes before it got turned into a Webtoon original. So imagine paying someone, imagine a writer paying someone to do 20 chapters and for the hope that it might get picked up. Now, I mean, these are the anomalies. Like, let's be real. Like, Let's Play is an anomaly. Not every Webtoon is getting 1 million, subscribers. And then when it goes to Kickstarter, making $400,000. With Laura Olympus, not every one of them is going to be Laura Olympus, go viral, and be a New York Times bestseller with like a Netflix series. Success in this industry is very like 1%y. Not everyone's going to make it. Not everyone can make it. And so for me, I'm like, okay, like maybe I can never hit that 1%. Maybe I can never hit that 1%. But maybe I can like try to do like different things that my peers aren't doing to get myself like an edge, but it's all a risk. And like because I'm a writer artist, I'm just risking my time. Make a 4-page, to draw a 2-page comic for me, that takes a day, maybe 2. To add color, 3. For a writer to do that, like that's expensive. It's risky. I can see why creatives, especially who are writers, strictly writers, would watch this entire stream and go, Tyler is moronic. And the reason why I get that is just because of how high level risk. Like, at least with their Kickstarter, they're charging people. Maybe they can make 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, maybe they can do that. Like you can legit see the money. You can see what people are doing. But when you're putting stuff out for free, it is even more Wild West than like Kickstarter is. And that scares people. Writers pretty much have to climb the ladder on Kickstarter. They need money to stay in the game. Writer artists don't need anything but a notion to do it. The thing with comics is that success can come a lot later. The thing with comics is that success can come a lot later. Patience and consistency is key. Yes. 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 Like I've said with that book, My Life is RPG. Okay, I made that book 5 years ago. 5 years ago. No. Yeah, 5 years ago. And I'm still selling books from that. The key is this. You have to have a finished book. You could, think about Watchmen. Watchmen was made 30 years ago. Watchmen was made 30 years ago. It's still selling. Like, you can sell a book forever, but you can never sell a book that isn't finished. Once you finish that book, it is a 100% guarantee that you can sell that book forever. Now, I'm not saying you're going to make a shit ton of sales, but you have a 100% chance of not selling a finished book, and you have a 100% chance of selling a book that is finished. Whether it's 1 copy, 2. Now, keep in mind that as I was saying that, I was just thinking about like Shinobi Sasquatch and Sovereign and Conflict and Dead Detective Dead. So it is possible to sell a book that isn't finished. Fair. Fair. But what I say still stands. Go finish your book. You can still sell it later. That's why I want to build a back catalog, So then, I can, every year, maybe I put some money in, I buy 100 copies, and then, those someone that goes on the site, they go, yeah, I like that book. They buy it and go, sweet, I finished that book 5 years ago. You're still killing it. Thank you. It's tough. Our artists always sold books for the most part. Yeah. Got Neostar in the house. How you doing? Can't sell Shinobi Sasquatch 2 though. Yeah. That Shinobi the Shinobi Sasquatch drama is now even crazier with I was actually looking forward to Shinobi Sasquatch once upon a time. Dude, the drama with that book got crazy with Rob coming out and being like, well, let me tell you the truth about the book. Cause I'm like, oh, okay, like this whole thing is nuts. And dude, the amount of people that were like, I support this. It was crazy. Oh, do you guys want to see the comment that helped get me canceled? I found it. Fuck you, Ben. Tyler, to be clear, I didn't say you did. I was reacting to when you sent the video. If you want to clarify what you mean when you were supporting Comics Game, preferring their fans over woke comic creators, feel free. This is where they screenshotted with no context. Ben, I don't care who buys my book. Comicsgate, liberals, woke, Nazis, everyone's money is green to me. I make videos about the manga and comic I read, give tips on how to grow as a creator, and will occasionally commentate on newsworthy stuff. So that is the and then my point is that I don't vet my customers. Hundreds of people buy my book, and I couldn't tell you their race, gender, who they voted for. It doesn't matter to me. Sure, no one can or should do that, but the issue and my point is, he screenshotted this and he was like, this guy's okay with selling to Nazis. And I was like, yeah. So Ben Krieger, fuck you. Republicans buy shoes too. MJ the GOAT. There we go. All right, guys. We're going to end this stream. It's not like you can screen literally every purchase. Like literally, I don't know like who these people are behind me, their orders. I just know they bought my book and I'm going to give it to them. All right, guys. We're going to end this stream tonight. It's kind of crazy. I have lots of cancelable comments on my main. You don't even have to dig into my Discord shenanigans to ruin me. Oh, it's hilarious. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching, for being an awesome part of Draw and Talk. I can't wait to start unveiling more of, the sheet that, as Eloise says, the method to my madness. It's going to be fun, and I'm going to showcase it all, and we're going to have a silly goose time. It's crazy that I did this a year ago. So that's another thing. Like, I did this a year ago. When did I say it was going to October? So, like, that's the thing is, like, it's going to take me, another couple months. So by the end of the year, I'll hopefully get to My Sexy Witch 4. So it's just taking too long, in my opinion. Whereas I know that if I was to just invest in the artist really quick and be like, hey, here's the money, make this, I know that I'll be able to put out books. Here's the thing, I'll have the illusion of putting out books quicker when in all reality it'll be this year I'm doing My Sexy Witch Volume 1, and then the next year My Sexy Witch Volume 2. So like in essence, I'm putting out the same amount of comics, I'm doing less Kickstarters a year, which means that I'm making them more as events. So we'll see. No, Neostar, it's all good, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. I'm currently working on the page, by the way, Neostar, where you're on, that you feature in the book. I can't share it because huge spoiler. And then I wrote the other day, issue 3, you're seen in it. It's a compliment, Tyler. You've got to be a bit mad to be in comics at the stage I am. You're also building hype and word of mouth. Go get them. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. No, guys, I'm excited. Like Draw and Talk is really going to be turned into like this is going to be turned into like, there's going to be like a quote unquote rebrand. It's still going to be called Draw and Talk. We're still Draw and Talk Comics, but the media side of things is going to be turned into something else, you know, with a new YouTube channel that I'm working on, a new YouTube channel that I'm working on, which will funnel into a new Patreon that I'm building. And then if those two go well, I will then be able to, in a couple years after that, assuming things go well, be able to build one last YouTube channel that funnels all those three. So this channel ultimately becomes strictly a live show where you're getting behind the scenes access to this entire business that I'm building. And like I said, I don't want to be coming on these streams anymore and being like, in theory, this is what people could be doing. In theory, no. I'm just going to show it to you. I'll show you ideal customer profile. This is how I got there. Marketing funnel. This is how I got there. And this is what I did this week. So I want this to be like a behind the scenes. And maybe you're a creator. Maybe you're a reader who just wants to see how the cake is being baked. Okay. Maybe we do a draw. Maybe you're a reader and you're like, yeah, I want to watch him make this freaking comic. Maybe you're a creator who's like, I want to see, you know, how LOIC says it, how the madness is being made. So, all right, guys. I've said this a bunch of times, but we are going to end the stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Go check out My Sexy Witch Academia. We have 20 days left to go. Put the link in the chat. It's going great. It's going great. So let's look at it. Let's look at it one last time. Funded in 10 minutes. Guys, you know, it's optics. Looks good though for everyone else. Here's the story. My Sexy Witch Academia 2 continues with the story of Harriet Pope, a student at Raven's Academy who has a dark secret. She's the most powerful witch in the world. Harriet has been tasked alongside Professor Aiden to find the Chaos Shards of the Dark Lord and to destroy them. Unfortunately, the power of the shards are starting to manifest throughout the school and trouble is being stirred. Harriet will need to both defend the school from the dark powers of the Chaos Shards while also keeping her secret around her new friends, Chloe and Ray. This fun 40-page comic is both fun, action-packed, and sexy. So, like, what was cool about the first one is it was mostly like the inauguration. So we get to see Harriet monologuing. This is where, you know, she meets Chloe, she meets Ray. We get like some backstories over them. We get to understand some of like the magic that's going on, the house system, the different students, some enemies. And then we see like there's an attack and we get a glimpse of like the action and whatnot. But we don't really see Harriet do anything. We literally don't see Harriet do a single thing. We don't even know why she's at the school. And at the very end, we have her talking with Professor Aiden, and he says the following: Harriet, when you defeated the Dark Lord, he activated his trap spell, which caused his soul to be split into 3 death shards. We've spent the last year trying to find them and have been unable to until a couple of weeks ago when unknown magic started affecting the grounds of the school. We think that the Chaos Shards are here, Harriet, which is why you were asked to be a student here. And if we are going to defeat the Dark Lord once again, we are going to need the most powerful witch ever known to be here and help us. So the last page, we basically like hint, you know, I mean, we don't hint, we just say it straight up. She is the most powerful witch. But there's still more like, how does she defeat the Dark Lord? What's the magic system? Blah, blah, blah. That's what we're going to get into in this one. So once again, this is my favorite cover. Literally, like, this will be the volume 1 cover. I swear on my freaking life. Here's a flashback. Here's a flashback of Harriet when she's defeating the Dark Lord. This is literally like page 2 and 3 right here. Here's another page of her at the school. So here are the covers. Let's go zoom out again. Here are the covers. So cover A, done by me, Tommy, and Bia Navarro. Cover B from Nopees. Cover C drawn by yours truly, me, and colored by Rufaya. Cover D and E, done by Greg Watson and Gwendolyn. He's done work for like Zenoscope and stuff. It's great art. Cover E, F, and G done by Camille Waifu. More page previews of the Dark Lord. This is like our like one super censored panel. This is as naughty as it gets. Is literally just this panel. There's Aiden after he just got done talking with someone. Here's the add-ons: Sugar and Spice, Everything Nice, erotic scene, 6 pages, physical and digital. Acrylic standee. I'm so excited for this acrylic standee, guys. You guys have no idea. And then we also have the keychain. And then My Life is RPG, My Sexy Witch Academia 1, the mystery variant. This is all sold out. Super Plumber Sisters 1 and 2, Bold Assassin number 1, Girl with the Mega Fist volumes 1, 2, and 3. You get the Cthulhu Murders. My 2 Draw and Talk bundles, Entity, and the Demons Omnibus. And then, here's some more pages. And then all the versions of me. So yeah, guys, I'm excited. Let's real quick, guys. Let's just. Do you guys ever just like looking at other comics? Let's look at these real quick. Just out of curiosity. Let's see. Dude, Where's My Weed number 1. Submarine Sex House. Is this Armin? Nope. Let's just do it. 180 backers. Okay. Some good art. See, this is like my only thing. Like a lot of like I'm not dogging this, by the way. Oh, crossover with Nippy number 1. Oh, there you go. Wait, is this Armin? We Are Fast with 100%. Yeah, this is Armin. Yeah, this is Armin. I knew it. I was like, wait, this looks like Armin. Looks like Armin. Like it looks like Armin. He created a new imprint. Yeah, he did. He did. See now I've got to see what else he's doing. See, now I've got to see what else he's doing. See, this is what you got. You got to see the game. You got to see who your competition is. Look at you being all sneaky, Armin. So this is called MILF Submarine. See, just a lot of. So this to me is like this is the NSFW. Jeez Louise, this is the kind of type of NSFW I'm not interested in. I'm interested in like here's the story and then like here's a random moment. This is a little too much for me, but it works and it's working for him. So go him. Island Watch. Okay. So like these stories are censored. Like these stories are censored around like the characters having sex and whatnot. He's doing well, man. He's doing it. That's something that I personally don't want to do, but like it works for other creators and like go them. Like yeah, like that's a great Lena Die cover. Here's the thing, at least his art, like the thing with Armin is like, yeah, none of this kind of stuff interests me, but man, Armin grabs good artists. Let's see. This is Pat Shand, the man. Pat's always got good freaking art. This is Pat's Cheeky Comics. So this is like where like a lot of the NSFW stuff is going. Yeah, look at that. This is like these two series do really well. So this is Only Friends with Pen. That's $61,000. Pat's doing really well. Private Dance with that $65,000. And here's the thing about Pat. He's doing like 4 Kickstarters at all times. Let's see. No, that's not it. Let's go Pat Shand. There we go. So yeah, he's still doing Wild Wisps. Yeah, so he's got 2 or 3 campaigns going on right now. Yeah, Wild Wisps, look at that, 31,000. I mean, here's the thing, man. Like, none of his stuff. This looks cool though. Most of Pat's stuff doesn't necessarily interest me. The guy makes fucking good books, like good looking books though. Like, that is something. And like he has his own freaking trading cards. Like, that's a good looking book. Let's see. Let's look at what Chris Moses got anything going. See, this is what you gotta do as a creator: is you have to see what other people are doing. Let's see how his last 3 have done. Oh wait, is this comic done? I backed that one. All right, so let's look at his last 5. So this is the most recent one. Look at that. Almost did 10K, 341 backers. Like, that's very good. Blood type. It's a new number 1. Oh, it's a one shot. Oh, there you go. Control plus Z, 1 of 3. 14,000. There you go. That first one did really well. The Exorcist Club, number 1. 12,000. There we go. Okay. Updates. Physical rewards shipping. What did I back? Campaign. What was my reward? Digital. Oh, I did the digital. Come on, Tyler. Well, did I get it though? I'm gonna have to hit up Chris. Figure out where it is. I have not heard of Akumizer 3. This was Chris's big one. Almost at $30,000. Did I back this one? I didn't back. Oh, I did. I backed this one too. Digital. I'll have to check it out. So yeah, it's you know, it's damn it. It's good to it's good to know what people are doing. Like, I'll probably need to do an update that says, hey, get my Sexy Witch Academia 2 this Wednesday. Announcement. This Wednesday we are dropping Bold Assassin number 1 digitals this Wednesday. Oh my gosh, guys, $15 more. One more physical backer and we hit 10K. Guys, don't make me do a backflip on stream. Don't make me do a back. I can't do a backflip, but that would be crazy. That's nuts. Thank you guys so much. I'm not going to cry. I appreciate that. Seriously. Also, later this week, I got this in the mail. I don't know how useful it is. But this is, you know, I don't know if someone wants it, just if someone wants it in the chat, just say like, I want it. This is Clip Studio Paint version 1. So if someone wants this, let me know. I'll give it to you for free. I literally will mail this out to you. And initiate installation after download. When prompted, enter your serial number. Let's open this real quick. Because maybe I can just like send it to someone. Maybe I can just send it to someone the serial code. Seriously though, like, thank you guys so much. Like that means a lot. Let me open this, because if someone wants this, I'll freaking just give it to you. I don't want it, because I already have it. Yeah, oh, there you go. See, I don't even have to give you the effing disc. I'll just give you the serial number. What do you need to do to download it? You just download it. Why the frick did they give me a disc then? That's so stupid. yeah, if someone wants this, if you're in the chat and you want this, let me know and I'll just download. I'm keeping that. That's a nice discount for something that I want. Lame. Already have. Lame. Oh, Phil wants it. Phil Leon? That Phil? We'll make it happen. All right, I'll give this to Phil. I'll hit him up tonight. Oh, I want this though. This is trash, so I'll throw this away. Oh, Phil Leon. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll hit him up. We're in the off air. Oh, dope. Yeah, I'll give this to Phil. Yeah, I bought this. Chad Townsend said I should buy this. The Clip Studio Tab Mate. It's been kind of nice. My wrist. It's funny. Like sometimes, like my wrist will cramp using it. So then I'll use my keyboard, and then my keyboard will cramp, and so then I'll stop it, and then I'll go back to the Tab Mate. Fuck. Shoot. But yeah, it's been great. And normally these are like $80, but they did a deal where if you buy this for $50, you get Manga Studio for Clip Studio Paint Pro for free. And I'm like, I already pay for the highest version of Clip Studio. Plus, I've bought all the upgrades. I don't need the version 1. But yeah, I'll send this to Phil. So okay. Thank you guys. I'm thinking tomorrow morning I will wake up and we will hit 10K, and that'll be just freaking awesome. That'll be awesome. Tyler hanging out here with Chads. Dude, what's funny is I did a post on Twitter, and it was like, I was hoping that I could, the post was like, I was hoping that I could tell everyone not take product reviews from Chad Townsend, but this Clip Studio Tab Mate is actually really cool. And Clip Studio retweeted it onto their page, so I thought that was funny. Tyler juked us out 20 minutes ago. Said good night 20 minutes ago. No, I'm going to bed right now. My Labo, I'm late. I'm freaking sorry because I'm freaking ending the stream for real. So I appreciate that, guys. Thank you guys so much. Remember to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Remember to go check out My Sexy Witch Academia. That would be swell. And yeah. Let's come on. All right, I gotta figure out how to do this. How do I freaking do this? Dupe. Keep on shining, Tyler. I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate that. Do I press this button? Oh, I do. Oh. It's over. The stream is over now. I have hit the thank you for watching, and now it's over. It's a Monday night, guys, and this stream is over. You know what I'm thinking? Maybe I think I'm gonna go play some video games for like 20 minutes and go to bed. I think that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. You guys have been excellent. Peace. Do you think you'll find something to talk about for another hour? I probably could. The fact that we have 19 people here still listening is bonkers. I think we're just going to keep doing this until I don't know. Till we get to zero viewers. Who knows? But it's still going. The sooner Monday ends, the sooner I have to go to work tomorrow. We are thorough. Chicken sandwich cannons. I can't believe we're still alive. I can't believe that 17 people are still watching this. 17 people are listening to the sound of my voice. 7 people are listening to this. To this, whatever you want to call it. 17 people want to hear this ASMR. Let's ask ChatGPT. Write me a outro story that is sexy and fun for a romance novel about a guy named Jerry and a girl named Jane. Make it spicy. Will ChatGPT do this, or will it say you're not allowed? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. As the moon hung low in the sky, casting its silver glow over the city, Jerry and Jane found themselves tangled in each other's arms. Their bodies still... Fuck, this story is going on forever. It got to this... It was writing the AI, and it got to the spicy part, and it went, whoa, knock it off. Write me a 3-paragraph. Make it spicy, but appropriate for your guidelines. PG-13. All right, let's try. Underneath the starlit sky, Jerry and Jane found themselves wrapped in an intoxicating embrace, their bodies melding together in a dance of desire. Their laughter mingled with the soft rustle of leaves as they stole... Fuck! I gotta do this. I gotta screenshot this. Do this again. Hold on. I want to screenshot the screen. So I want to see where it ends, because it's writing it live. So I want to see it like go, and then where it stops, where it's like, oh, that was too much. Here we go. But we're gonna keep going. Just screenshotting these. Let's see. Oh, dang. All right, here we go. Oh, here we go. This is why, as the night deepened, their explorations grew bolder, fueled by an insatiable hunger for each other. Jerry traced a path of kisses along Jane's collarbone, sending shivers of pleasure coursing through her body with a playful grin. Jane arched against him, her fingers tingling in his hair as she whispered his name like a whispered prayer. In the quiet moments that followed, Jerry and Jane lay tangled in each other's arms, their bodies still humming and then it freaking cancels because, it's true. I should do that. All right. God, we'll come back. All right. Well, we'll come back real quick. Ready? And copy and paste. Then we can pause where it dies. And then we're ending this freaking stream. It's always the third paragraph where it dies. Interesting. It wasn't really that spicy. All right.